The last act of the evening is a comedy act, a little different. I have no idea what this is.
Just props, John.
Props, okay.
Don't take it
In
personally.
any event, from northwest Indiana, up near Maryville, up in Fort Wayne, okay. I got the wrong side of the state. Northeast Indiana, we have Troy Dan, who's going to do some UGA comedy. Come on up, Troy.
Don't worry, go to track 2. That's all right, son. Just go to track 2.
Thank you, John.
Welcome
this
to
time-
HMO.
Just cue up track 2. Thank you. Boy, it's always great to work. Anyway, I'd like to take a moment and before I start, let's have a big round of applause for all my warm-up acts. Weren't they great? Wonderful, isn't it? Boy, talk about intimidating. You guys don't know how nervous it is getting up in front of a bunch of successful people and speaking. Well, I know you're successful. I've been watching you. I can tell by what you have hanging from your belts. See, some of you got these pagers, you know, the ones that get up-to-the-minute stock reports and weather forecasts and sports scores. And Diana Keith, she has this digital phone hanging from her belt. You know, she could take your picture with it and send it up to the Mir space station. Mark Fiacable, he has a satellite dish hanging from his belt. Makes my garage door opener look pretty sorry, doesn't it? John Malson will tell you, if you want to be a successful rep within this region, you have to give 100%. No shortcuts. 100%. What equals 100% in life? Well, I came up with a formula to help figure that out. If you take the letters of the alphabet A through Z and you assign a numeric value to them, 1 through 26, where A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, etc., etc., then you plug those numbers in for the letters for a word, and it comes out to a percentage. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, probably happened to you too, my parents always told me, if you want to be successful, you got to get a good education. Right? This is yes. Okay. Okay. So I figured knowledge. Knowledge must be the trick to be successful here with UGA. So I took the word knowledge, plugged in all the letters, but it didn't come up to 100%. Well, I started thinking some more, and I thought, you know, my grandfather, he was successful, and he did it through hard work. So hard work, that must be the trick. So I took the word hard work, plugged in the letters for it, and I got closer, but not quite there yet. Then I remembered, I was a successful intercollegiate athlete, and what made me successful at athletics was my attitude. So I took the word attitude, plugged in the numbers, came up with 100%. Isn't that awesome? But John Malson will tell you that if you really want to be successful, you need to move into management. And he'll tell you that his managers give more than 100%. Don't laugh just yet, sweetie. What the hell equals more than 100%? Well, I went back to my formula, and this is what I found out. I found out that if you want to be a manager within this region, you might want to start learning how to bullshit. Now, if you really want to be really successful as a manager, then you might want to master the art of ass kissing. I can see some of you relate. You want to speak up now? I didn't think so. Okay. Before I joined UGA, I was a successful HMO administrator. In fact, I was so successful at it that I had a syndicated radio program that ran coast to coast, and it was a lot of fun. People would call in, ask questions about their HMO, and I would, you know what, instead of trying to describe it, let's just say it went a little bit something like this.
Welcome to HMO Talk, the show where your HMO questions get answered. Your host and expert on the subject is Troy Dan. Our phone lines are open, and you can reach us coast to coast by dialing 1-800-555-5454. Now here's your host, Troy Dan.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome to the Hyatt Regency, Indianapolis, Indiana. We're coming to you live with HMO Talk. Our phone lines are lit up, so without waiting, let's go to our first caller, Chuck. Chuck, you're on the line. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I just joined an HMO, and I wanted to know how difficult will it be to choose the doctor that I want?
Boy, Chuck, that's a good question, and really choosing the doctor that you want in an HMO is just slightly harder than choosing your parents. We've got Julie on line 2. Go ahead, Julie. Speak up, Julie.
I'm sorry, can I get coverage for my pre-existing conditions?
Certainly, as long as they don't require any treatment. Line 3, we got Tiffany. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Yes, I am, Troy.
Good, I'm glad you're there. Let's go.
What happens if I try alternative forms of medicine?
Well, that's a good question, Tiffany. What happens if you try alternative forms of medicine? Then you're going to need to try alternative forms of payment.
What if I'm away from home
Wait,
and I get sick?
that's a good question. That was Pete on line 4. If you're away from home and you get sick, you really shouldn't do that, Pete. We got time for one more caller. Larry from Wisconsin. What's your concern, Larry?
My concern is I need to see a specialist, but my doctor insists he can handle my problem. Can a general practitioner really perform a heart transplant right in his office?
Boy, that's hard to say, Larry, but considering all you're risking is a $15 copay, there's really no harm in giving him a shot at it. Good night, everybody.